Hi, Angela here, and in today's video we are going to explore using things from the house. We are going to play with cardboard, bottle tops, rubber bands, yarn. We're going to have so much fun, so stay tuned, although I do use one stamp that was bought. But you don't need it. Just have fun jelly printing and enjoy today's experiments. Okay, let's get started on my two 12 by 12 gel plates. I think we're going to start by trying to mix some colors. See what combos they give us. Okay, that was a turquoise and a pink. I think I'll lay down some string. Get my string all untangled here. I'm gonna come in with a piece of cardstock. To pick up our first print. Being sure to rub in all those little spots on the okay, so that came out quite interesting. So now I'm going to pull that and I'm going to come in with one I've done on a previous session and try to pick up the ghost with that. Come in with my homemade Baron. Okay, now I think we'll try mixing a little purple, a little lavender with the turquoise. I think we'll do more turquoise and lavender. Okay, that didn't make much of a difference, but that's okay. We're just experimenting and having fun. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with, I got this little bubble stamp. I'm going to come in and I'm going to go stamp right on my, clean my stamp right on this print I just did. Use my little brayer to fix where I just put my hand. Again, just creating more layers. I really enjoy experimenting and having fun with different layers and different materials. I'm going to come in with a piece of wet strength tissue paper and pick up that. Now we'll come back over here and see if this picked up our ghost. And it did. We have this nice, interesting look now. Now I think we'll come in with some spring green. These are just cheap paints I picked up at Hobby Lobby. And just a touch of pink. Maybe we'll use a little more pink. That might be too much, but in just creating different shades in the same colors so they will go together, because we're just mixing things we're actually using. And we'll come in with our cardboard and make some prints on this. Now again, my cardboard has some pieces I left for that organic feel. And this will pick up on a piece of just copy paper. Okay, that's not be plugged in. Let me plug that in. I hope you all are enjoying my videos. I see a lot of my videos are being watched by people who have not subscribed, and if you could subscribe, that would be great. It really helps the channel. Helps to grow the community. Okay, and this came out with some interesting marks all over it. Now we're going to come over and pull this print where we did the little bubble stamp. Again, getting a really nice print from that. Now we'll set these aside. And we'll come in with let's take some purple. And let me get some white here. We'll make this a real pale lavender. That's not open. If I can open the white. Again, today I'm just using cheap paints. To jelly print, you really don't need to use the expensive paints. I mean, you can. It's really a preference. Sometimes I use more expensive paints. Other times I just play with cheap paints. Okay, now we're going to come in with our bottle top and just make some impressions. And we'll bring in our other print to stamp them on. Everyone enjoying the nice weather? At least where I live, the weather's nice. Maybe it's not where you live. I mean, it's a little cooler, starting to feel like fall. I'm a hotter the weather, the better person, but a lot of people like the fall. I mean, the trees are pretty in the fall. Okay, and we're gonna come back in on this one and just pick that up. Now I think we'll use the pink. Mix that with a little white to get a lighter pink. I'm not thoroughly mixing it. I like the variations in the color. Okay, I've got this string that I've just tied some random knots in it. Just again to create interesting texture. And I'm gonna pick that up right over the one we just did. I know we're going over that, so we're not going to see as much of what we did. Let me grab my little Baron here. Smooth this over. And again, just creating more layers of interest. You can see, oh, there's more pink I want to pick up. Okay, I think we'll do a little of everything on this one. We'll do some pink into the lavender. Into our spring green, to our turquoise. And if you put too much paint on, don't worry, you can just brayer it off on a brayer off sheet. And you will find you get quite interesting brayer off sheets too that you can use in collage. Okay, so I'm going to come in with a piece of tissue paper to pick up this. Again, grabbing our Baron to smooth it all on. Or you can use your hands. I mean, it's all a preference. Okay, now we're going to lift this print. And see, that's starting to look quite different than it was. Now we're going to pull our string. We'll see if we can pick a print. I think it's kind of dry, but we'll try it anyway. We'll try to pull the ghost with this one. It might not pick up because it is quite dry. But yeah, we did pick up some of it. Okay, before we put, no, I think we're going to come in with the spring green. And we're going to bring in some cardboard. We'll use this big cardboard where it's got little pieces still left on it. But we'll bring that in and stamp over this. And I think we're going to put this down on this paper to create another layer. See if we can pick up all that good paint off the cardboard. And I don't know if you can see on the camera the faint green lines. It's really starting to look, I don't want to say interesting, but that's always my go-to. Always saying interesting. Okay, now we're going to come back in with the string. And I think we might even use the bottle top for this one. Make some marks with our bottle top. We'll bring that one back out and create some more marks with our bottle top. Again, just creating more texture, more variation. Okay, we're going to bring this one back in and pick that up. Smoothing that all over, being sure to pick up the paint in all the little areas. I just love experimenting on the gel plate. The anticipation to see what it's going to look like. I mean, I don't know how you all feel about jelly printing, if you find it as fun as I do. If so, leave a message in the comments. Tell me how you feel about jelly printing. Leave a like, subscribe, share the video with a friend. Yes, I'm starting to like that one so much more. Okay, now again, I'm going to come in with that one and just pick up our ghost. Okay, now we're going to pick up this, see how this turned out. When using tissue paper and stuff, you want to be careful pulling it off your plate so you don't tear it. Like I just did. See, that came out quite nice. I think I'm going to come in with some white. And I think I'm just going to put some on parts of the plate because I'm just experimenting. Just make some interesting little marks here and there. And I'm going to use my cardboard. And then I'm just going to come in on parts of this. Let's put some of this on this. Just get some different marks on here. Okay, let's see how our ghost came off. Yes, that came out much better. Getting the variations of color. Now let's pick this up. Now again, I purposely left some on the plate because I want to have that leftover paint on there for the next pull. See, again, just making different marks. Let's put a little of the turquoise, a little of our pink. Again, I'm not going to blend these ones. I'm going to kind of leave them so they're not so mixed and blended on the plate. I mean, they'll mix a little from the roller, but actually gonna add a little more to the plate. Now we're coming with our bottle cap. And we're gonna bring back one of our other prints to clean our bottle cap. Just making random marks. I mean, you can make a pattern if you wanted with your bottle cap, but I use it all in collage, so I know that it'll be tore up anyway, so I just make random marks everywhere. Might even come in with my little bottle cap to make more marks. Again, just experimenting, playing around. Now we'll use one of our roll-off sheets. I'm just going to take our roll-off sheet and pick that up with that. Okay, I think we'll come in with some of our lavender and our spring green. Again, not really mixing our colors. And I think what I'll do for this is crumple up my paper. Crumple up your paper however much you want, and then spread it out. And you're going to get all these interesting marks from the wrinkles in your paper. And now you spread that down. Peek on this. Grab our little bearing, smooth it over. Now I've got some wrinkles in this paper, which is fine. It's just not gonna, you know, it's gonna leave some interesting marks from where those wrinkles were. And there you have it. Our brayer off sheet is now looking like it's ready for collage. Okay, now I think we'll come in with some pink. Where did I lose my white? Oops, knocking my fan over. There's my white. And we'll come in with some white. And again, we're not really going to mix it. Okay, I think we'll come in with some rubber bands. And just spread them out. Like how they were crossed over. I'm going to leave that one curled. Just placing your rubber bands however you'd like them. I mean, you can use pretty much anything as long as it's not sharp. It can be used on the gel plate. Now I'm going to use this brayer off sheet. We're going to come in and pick up all that paint from between those rubber bands and around them. And see, look, now we have this, but we are not done with this. We will add another layer. First we'll dry this, and then we'll come in with another layer over top. Want to make sure I get as much as I can out of those little spaces in the rubber bands. Let me peek on this end. Okay, and if you feel you need to take off more, you can come back in with a piece of tissue paper and just go in. But I'm ready to pull these. And I'm going to come back in with the brayer off sheet that I used before and pick up the ghost. Okay, now over here, I'm gonna put a little pink, not a lot. And our white. Oh, that was quite a bit of white. Now again, I'm going to come in with a crumpled piece of paper to pick up our first print. And see, again, not necessarily made a huge difference, but you can see the little splotches of the pink. Okay, now we're gonna pull this, and there we have another print, and we're gonna bring our first piece back in that we wrinkled, and we're gonna pick that up with that. Now I think we'll just throw some random little dots on this, different colors. Brayer that all on. Again, not mixing it, just letting it be however it goes. However it rolls on is how we're leaving it. And we're going to come in with our big piece of cardboard and make our print. And we'll take this print and we'll put it right down over top of this one. Creating more texture for that page. Now we're going to come in, we'll come in with some rubber bands. And we're going to come in with our tissue paper one. Line it up as best I can. Again, I don't worry about lining it up perfect. See, I'm liking this one more now. I like how that turned out. Gonna make sure you get inside all your rubber bands. And then pick that up. And again, creating a much nicer print. Now we're going to pull all our rubber bands And we're going to come in with the one we did before and use that to pick up our ghost. For this, I think we're just going to use some of the lavender and some of the turquoise. Kind of mix it a little, not overly mix it, just some. Got a bit much paint, so we're going to brayer off some of that onto our brayer off sheet. Come in with our string. We'll use our string. We'll get our string on there, get some rubber bands on there. Do some little bottle cap. Again, we will just grab one of our other prints to make the little marks. Again, jelly printing doesn't have to cost a lot of money. You can get reasonably priced jelly plates on Amazon. That's where I buy mine. And you can use stuff you find in your house to create your textures. Maybe come in with my cardboard, make some random little marks. Okay, now I'm going to pick this up on our last crumpled up sheet we did. Be sure to get in all your rubber bands. Now we'll come over and pull this one. Okay, and let's grab our brayer off sheet here now, and we're gonna throw that right down on there and pick up our ghost. And look at all the different textures we have made. And everything we use today can be found in your house except for the bubble stamp. I did use the bubble stamp, which, you know, that I did buy. But look, even our brayer off sheets turned out nice. So again, I ask you to please like and subscribe, share, comment. Hope you'll come back next time to view another video. Thanks again. Have a good day.